okay? How many ticks does it take to sell 500 buys on a bid? Typically it takes a tick, okay? If you see a broker, now, if you see a broker sell it to a local, sell 500 to a local, okay? If you're long at 5 and you see a broker, and it's 5 sellers, and you see a broker sell 500 to a local, what is your first action if you're long at 5? You say, thanks for having me, I want to get out now, okay? And you get out, and you get out any way you can. And you don't necessarily make eye contact with a broker that just bought the 500, okay? But you make eye contact with somebody and you get out. Now, the thing that happens when you're down in the middle of a pit, and this is why I'm not a real big fan of going to a pit that's well populated, when you're down in the middle of a pit, you have your sight angle, okay, and you know exactly what they're doing from there to there. But behind you, they're doing stuff you never dreamed they were doing, and it's going to come raining down on you. And those brokers aren't necessarily going to pound on you. The people that are going to pound on you are the locals that stand on a step above you, okay? So you don't see what's going on, so you're an aggressive forebid because the end's breaking, and the local behind you, boom, so, how many do you want? And he's a 10-lot trader, and you know something's wrong. He saw something you didn't see, okay? So that's why you've got to be in a pit where you have a good sight angle. At night, 99% of those positions in the bottom pit at night have good sight angles. You see just about everything that goes on. So, unfortunately, I think that's goes on. In terms of taking a loss, okay? If you want to talk about trading in graduate school terms, okay? 400 level courses, when do I reverse? Okay, I'm long at 5, long 10 at 5. When do I sell 20 at 4 to reverse? You sell 20 at 4 to reverse when you become a damn good trader, okay? I would not recommend anybody that's just starting out, that's building up a capital base, to be a reverser. When you get out of a trade, nothing worse than being long 10 at 5, sell 20 at 4, buy 10 at 5. You just turn a 10-tick loss into a 20-tick loss, and believe me, it happens. You know it happens. Everybody's seen it happen, okay? When you're long 10 at 5, until you've had X number of hours in the pit with a position on, like I said, you become an idiot, okay? So you're long 10 at 5 and you're an idiot, and you're looking for 4s, okay? And you're mad, and you say, well, my God, look at how big that 5 offer is. And it's pit noise, it's not a legitimate offer, but you're an idiot, so you don't even know that. You say, well, I gotta get this money back, I'll see you at 20 at 4. Or worse yet, I'll see you at 10. Now you're short 10 at 4, okay? 99 out of 100 times you're gonna pay 5 for that, and you've taken a 10-tick loss and made it into a 20-tick loss. If you want to reverse, you have to have a reason for reversing, okay? Who can give me 5 reasons for reversing? Who can give me 1 reason for reversing? I'm long at 5, give me a reason to reverse.
Break the different.
What's that?
Get to another man.
Could be, yeah, I don't like that. Oh. You ought to be on the screen. I don't think they play that anymore. Chart point, key chart point, yeah. I don't buy that either. I think that's bullshit. You want to trade charts, you trade in front of a screen. You're long at 5, you reverse at 4 when you see somebody shoveling 4, they're still low for 100. That's the most obvious reason, okay? And you know that it's long because you saw them buy 5s and you saw them buy 4s. Okay, that's a good way to reverse. That's a good reason to reverse. Here's another good reason to reverse. A good reason for a new trader to reverse is because you bought it at 5. And you're probably an idiot, okay? And not only did you buy it at 5, the market's so good and so efficient that it knows you're an idiot, okay? And the market typically reverses, and it reverses over pre-assigned digits, all right? Now, a good reversal number in any market that I've traded is, as an example, 7 ticks, 7 or 8 ticks, okay? What does that mean? That means the market's trading 20. Now it's trading 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 7s trade, maybe a couple 8s trade. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why? Why did it reverse after 7 ticks? Because the brave boys sold those 20s and sold those 21s when their houses were on fire. Okay? They got no puke point. And then they sold them at 24 and they sold them at 25. And then they sold a little at 26 and at 27 they wanted out. They wanted to puke, okay? They puke. So the brave boys with their big positions on, puke. I know that. I've done it more than once, okay? Less than 3 times, more than once. Okay, so I'm short at 20, 21, 23, 25, and I puke at 7. That's why I puke. That's why the market went up to 7, because I decided to get out, okay? Why did you buy 7s? Because you're a new trader. And 20s look terrible because, as you know by now, if the market looks terrible, it's going up. If it looks great, it's going down, okay? So So the market looks terrible at 20. You weren't even thinking about buying it at 20. You weren't thinking about buying it at 21. You weren't thinking about buying it at 22. Okay? And you're not allowed anyways. No one's going to trade with you, all right? At 23, you start saying, boy, I tell you what, I'd like to buy this stuff. So you bid 24 when it's 4 bid. Now it's 5 bid for 30 seconds, and you say, hey, I'd really like to buy it. 5 bid. Okay? 6 bid. Noise, noise, noise. I'd really like to buy it. 6 bid. Now why all the noise? Because everybody's getting out, okay? 6 bid. I'd really like to buy it. 7 bid. Oh man, I gotta have it. 7 bid. Say it 10. That's exactly what happens. Sell it at 7. Sell it at 6, okay? It took you 7 ticks to get the courage up to get into the market. All right, and then you're out. Now, why is it good for you to reverse? It's good for you as a new trader to reverse in a situation like that because the market tends to sway like this, okay? The market sways back and forth. Very rarely does it go boom, and very rarely does it go boom. And when it goes boom, then our statements typically go boom, okay? Because we always look for these sways, all right? The market sways back and forth. It could be 7 ticks, 8 ticks. In your technical trading classes, that tell you 7, 9, 12, and 16 ticks. Okay, at Board of Trading, a bond contract. Those are reversal points, okay? Keep that in mind when you're trading so that when you get aggressive, when you really want to buy it, the reason why you really want to buy it is because you should have bought it at 20 and now it's trading 27. And you say, hey, get me in this parade. I want to be in this parade. We don't want to be in that parade, okay? When the market looks best, that's when it's going to break, and when it looks its worst, that's when it's going to rally, okay? So you don't want to get in that parade. And when you get in that parade, and you know we've rallied from 20 and we're trading 28, and you bought those 8s, and you have to puke, and those 7s are starting to disappear, that may be the one time you say, if I'm going to reverse, that's when I'm going to reverse, okay? Everybody understands the concept of a market, and it sways back and forth. That market, it's an animal, it's smart, and it says, I'll let these guys get short, and I'll let them show me how much courage they have. And then right about here, I'll make them puke all over themselves, okay? And then we'll go down here. And they've been short all the way up, and they don't want to be short anymore, so now they get long. And then right about here, they'll puke all over themselves. And it'll go right back like that. And the market typically goes back and forth like that. Be aware of what your swing points are in your market, okay? And trade them. Trade them like that, okay? Now remember, there are days when the market just doesn't stop. And those days are, when you talk about opening range trades, in my opinion, the strongest trade in the commodities business is an opening range trade, okay? If the opening range trade designates the high or low for the day, that, in my opinion, is the strongest trade in business. Today, as an example, in bonds, we came in, I think opening range this morning was 25, 26, now we got 24 out. That was a low for the day. But that wasn't what was important. What was important was Friday, when I think the opening range was 13, 15, or numbers should be etched on my mind, but they're not. 13, 15, and that was the high for the day, and we went from there. When an opening range trade happens, a lot of times, if you've got an opening range as one end of your range, and the market swings like this, be ready because it'll swing back and forth, and also bang, down to the next level, swing back and forth, and bang, down to the next level, okay? You don't care about that particularly. All you want to do is trade the market and take a tick or two out of it, okay? But you got to keep that stuff in mind because it all goes back to how do I get trades? You get trades by being an aggressive bid and an aggressive seller. Now, there's a guy that trades in the market, his name is Jim Zaleski, and he trades through Alpha. If they're 500 bid at 6, he's the lone wolf offering 20 at 7. And he's there every time, and that's how he gets his trades, okay? Now, he knows that there's a lot of noise, that's why it's bid strongly at 6, and it's pit noise, and it isn't real, and he'd like to sell 7s. And he also knows he's quick enough where if he sells 7s, okay, he knows he's going to be able to get out for a scratch. You can be, particularly when you start basing your bids and offers on other markets and what transpires in your pit, you can be the offer. The whole world's 6 bid. You can be the 10 at 7. And you want to get some trades, you're going to get some trades. Because if the whole world's 6 bid and you're 10 at 7, you're going to trade with people you want to trade with. Now, who do you want to trade with? You want to trade with people that are initiating positions, okay? I want to trade with you because you want to trade. And you don't know that much. You just know you want to trade, right? So I got to get out of this, all right? 7 for 10, sold, because you're there, okay? Now, I traded with somebody that didn't really have a good reason for buying it, okay? Except that he should have bought it at 20, and if he'd have bought it at 20, he'd have 80 ticks, and 80 ticks would have paid his mortgage for 2 months, okay? But he didn't get in at 20, so he's going to get in at 27. You want to trade with people that have a bad reason for trading, okay? I want to sell it at 7, and I want to sell it to the guy that's initiating a position. I want to sell it at 7, and I want to sell it to the guy that's covering a short at a lower price. Because once you take a loss, when somebody else is taking a loss, remember this, the same thing happens to them that happens to you, okay? They get stupid, and they'll cover at any price, okay? So those are the people I want to initiate my trades with. I want to sell it to people that are covering, or sell it to people initiating positions, or I want to sell it to brokers. Because you may be a broker executing an order for the dentist in Buffalo. He didn't know shit from Shinola, he wants to buy 10 at 7 because his investment counselor at the country club told him to buy 10, okay? So he's doing it, you want to be on the other side of that order.